I'm a real advocate of going wide, and that means not being exclusive to Amazon. So you can see here, this is, and I've got some nice pie charts coming, which are the excerpts from my own income from the tax year up until April 2016. So these are my actual results. So 56% of my book sales income came from Amazon, through KDP, through CreateSpace, through Audible. But obviously, that leaves quite a good chunk for the other stores. Now, if you're just on Amazon, you're missing out on the audience who shop on the other retailers, okay? And remember, you are not necessarily your market. And that's a really important thing. Yes, of course, we are a lot of our market, because why would we do this otherwise? But I do read on the Kindle. I read on the Kindle app, but I sell to people in Kobo, people on iBooks, and other retailers around the world. So that's one way of expanding. Different genres sell differently on different stores. I mean, check out my Audible there. The majority of my sales on Audible, even though I have 11 fiction audiobooks and 1 non-fiction book, I make much more money on Audible from non-fiction because I have a podcast. Apple and Kobo, primarily fiction, because of box sets, and I'm going to come back to box sets in a minute. So don't assume that just because the pattern on one retailer is what it is, that it will be the same elsewhere. Okay, multiple formats. A couple of you, again, have come up to me and said, oh, I've got these books, they're all in print. This, you can see here, 90% of my book sales revenue are ebooks, okay? If you've only got print, please, please, please get an ebook sorted. Use Vellum, which is fantastic formatting software. Use Scrivener, use whatever. But you are missing out on significant revenue if you're only doing print. And you can see print and audio are only 10%, but they're still worth having because, as we know, people consume in different formats, and you want to meet people where they are. Also, I sell more non-fiction in print. Okay, this is the challenging one for the Americans, because many American authors think that their primary market is the US. Now, maybe it is, but last year, my primary income switched. 46% of my book sales income now is USA. And before that, it was maybe 80%. In the last year, things have changed significantly in the global market. So you can see here that Canada, UK, Australia make up the majority of the rest of it, but very excitingly, I've now actually sold books in 82 countries, okay? And this is in English. This is not translations. This is in English. Now, Kobo is the only retail store which has an interactive map. Well, I suppose it's not interactive, but they have a lovely map that shows you where all your books are sold. And I love the fact that I've sold books in Burkina Faso, which is, a lot of people don't even know where that is. Sub-Saharan Africa, Asia, South America. Many of these people buy non-DRM books, non-digital rights management, so they buy on other stores. So this is, I think, does this excite anyone else? Yeah, excited? Yeah, good. Because I'll talk a bit more about global expansion with digital, but we know that the global market is expanding massively. And now, every month I log on, I've sold in more and more countries, and you can actually sell in 190. So my goal is to hit 190. So we've now created our assets, we've expanded our assets, and now we're going to explode our assets. Are you ready? Write a branded series and get people hooked. Okay, another one of the most common emails I get. I'm not selling any books. You only have one book. Or you've got 3 books, but they look completely different. They're aimed at completely different audiences. And it comes back to what Tara and Jared were talking about, knowing your customer. If you have multiple books that are aimed at the same market, you'll make more revenue per customer. That's what happens. That's why James Patterson has huge numbers of series. Janet Ivanovic, there's Tricky 22 in her series. Chicken Soup for the Soul, there's hundreds of those things. My own non-fiction books, they have, even though they're kind of separate, they're to the same audience, they have the same look, and that's my Arcane series, which is kind of Dan Brown meets Lara Croft. And that also has a branded look, and there's just finishing the 9th book in that series. So if you write a branded series, people who even arrive at book 9 may end up buying the rest of the books. So that's a really important key, and one many authors get wrong.